Welcome to Viva La Vulva, the podcast that explores and teaches about the goodness of the vulva. Here is your host, Dr. Cara Quant, an internal medicine doctor and advocate for female sexual health.
Hello, and welcome to the Viva La Vulva podcast. I am your host, Dr. Cara Quant, and we're leaving behind health misconceptions that I hear a lot in practice. There's people who come in all the time, and I have to educate and re-educate about some myths that they have heard. So I want to come on and dispel some of these myths for you all because I feel like it is really important. I am debunking an understanding of our health. So things that we can leave in 2025 and take anew in 2026. So what am I going to talk about? I'm going to talk about the cold weather myth and what actually makes us sick, especially in this time of the winter and much of the US is under snow. You don't have to bundle up or you'll catch a cold. I mean, I feel like we've all heard that, right? Like, don't go outside with your hair wet because you're going to get sick. Don't sleep in front of the fan because you're going to get sick. Going from a hot environment to a cold environment back to a hot environment can make you sick. I know we've all heard this before, and I want to tell you that this is not the case. We do not get sick from cold weather. We get sick because of viruses, because of people with these viruses. So I want to break that down. In the winter time, most of us want to get away from the cold weather. We are inside. We're usually gathered with other people. That is the reason why there's a cold and flu season, because it's not summertime. We're not outside. We're not in the sun. We're inside, usually with a lot of other people in close quarters. And so those people get sick and can pass the virus or bacteria on to you. Cold viruses, influenza, which has been really bad this year. It's coronavirus, rhinovirus. These are all viruses that can pass on very easily to you through someone coughing or sneezing or laughing or, shaking your hand or anything like that. So that is generally how viruses are passed on. They're not passed on through cold weather or exposure to cold air. Indoor crowding can cause issues. A lower humidity. So generally in the winter time, it is a lower humidity. So our natural defense, which is our nose and our mouth, can get drier, especially the nose. You think of the winter and the nose is usually really dry and flaky because you're sneezing or you're using a tissue to clean it. And so this lower humidity can dry out sinuses, including the nasal cavity. And that is our natural defense to viruses and bacteria, but mainly viruses. If we don't have that natural humidity, if we don't have that mucus layer in the nasal cavity, then we can get sick more easily. And also, there's less sunlight during the winter time, right? We have this thing called daylight savings time. And so it gets darker earlier in the winter time. And we don't have as much sunlight as we do in the summertime. Because of that less vitamin D, it can compromise our immune systems as well. Behavioral changes can do it too, right? Like less hand washing. We're not hot and sweaty, and so we tend to wash our hands less. Usually we're touching our faces more with cold hands. And so all of that can transfer bacteria and viruses to your nose, to your mouth, and it can cause an infection. So there are so many different things that can cause an infection in the winter time, but it is not the cold weather. I can't tell you how many people come into the clinic and they're like, hey, I got sick because I didn't wear a jacket, or because I slept with the fan on, or I, had my hair wet and I went outside. It's not the case. It is absolutely not the case. And sometimes I will stop people and say, hey, it's not necessarily that way. The way that we get sick is, through other people. Sometimes I'll explain it and sometimes I won't. I'm explaining it here that you don't get sick from exposure to cold air. It is the people that you are around. So what is the takeaway with this? Good hand hygiene, especially if you are out and about. And you want to rub your eye, or, rub your nose because it's running, or you want to cough into your hands, well, then wash your hands, or use the alcohol-based sprays, the hand sanitizers that can help with reducing the risk of infection. Avoiding touching your face, like I said, getting some ventilation, especially in indoor spaces. Sometimes we have the control of that and sometimes we don't. And maintaining some good vitamin D levels. So if it's not being able to get outside and it's sunny, you can take some vitamin D supplements, and that can help with boosting your immune system and its ability to fight infections. Being cold might be uncomfortable, but again, it's not giving you a virus. Thanks for joining me today on the Viva La Vulva podcast. I am your host and internal medicine physician, Dr. Cara Quant. If you like this podcast, please let others know and subscribe. Also, if you want to hear more information about what's happening with Viva La Vulva, hop over to our website at vivalavulvala.org and sign up for our newsletter.